Who gets the catch. He's got patrol.
For two teams that a season ago were mired in the middle of the Suburban East Conference, they arrive this season much the same. Both teams enter this matchup tonight at a record of 1-1. It's the Ponies and the Bears here on SCC Sports. Alongside the wonderful Allison Vogt, I am Alex Westad. And Allison, you had the chance to see these two teams, well, not these two teams, but you saw White Bear Lake a week ago, as they faced off against the Matamidi Zephyrs. What did you make of the White Bear Lake Bears?
I thought the White Bear Lake Bears had a lot of resiliency during that game. The fact that they came down from 3-0 and made a very interesting game out of it and won in overtime was very impressive.
And now, meanwhile, for White Bear Lake, they played Matamidi, and like you said, they won in the overtime session. However, their next outing against Park of Cottage Grove, a 6-3 decision that occurred about 9 days later. How much do you think that played in an impact to the outcome of that match?
Yeah, it definitely could play an impact. You know, you're not in game mode when you have a nine day break. But, however, those are also just excuses at the end of the day. You need to become ready to play.
Meanwhile, last year's standings, again, you see there both teams at 4th and 5th in the Suburban East. Stillwater with a record of 8-6-2. White Bear Lake with a record of 7-2-2. Not very far off in the overall rankings as well. But head-to-head, White Bear Lake has had the advantage over the Stillwater Ponies, as in their last 10 matchups, Stillwater has lost all but 2 of those, including a matchup last year in the section final as a 3-0 White Bear Lake victory, as Califranc held the shutout, the senior goaltender at the time for the White Bear Lake Bears. But again, you see their just dominance from the White Bear Lake Bears. And Allie, as you have experience as a high school girls hockey player as well, what's it like to be on either side of that one-sided series of play?
Well, as you look at the scores, they're actually all very close games, and Stillwater, that makes you hungry. That's going to make you want to come out and show that you can play with these girls and that you can beat them. And White Bear Lake, you just want to continue that dominance, continue moving forward, and keep showing that, you know, you're here to play.
Meanwhile, we look at these two teams, the White Bear Lake Bears and the Stillwater Ponies, both aim to be in the middle of the Suburban East Conference again this year, as we await the players to arrive on the ice. Scheduled puck drop time was 7:30. Again, you see there the standings. Only 2 games have been played. Park of Cottage Grove currently on top of the Suburban East with 2 victories over White Bear Lake, and Suburban East newcomer Irondale St. Anthony. But you see there no team with more than 2 wins overall this year, and a lot of teams, Mounds View, Eastridge, and Cretin-Durham Hall, most surprising, still winless on this regular season. It is, of course, early in the regular season. The only Fab 4, well, terrific 3 team now going on is the White Bear Lake Bears here tonight against Stillwater. Otherwise, upcoming on the White Bear Lake Sports calendar, the girls hockey will take the ice at Eastridge on Saturday and Mounds View. And then they will be at Mounds View on the 26th. Girls basketball on the 22nd. That's this Friday. Home to Elk River. That'll be their home opener. Boys hockey travels to Irondale St. Anthony on Saturday before their home opener Black Friday against the Greyhounds of Duluth East. And for boys basketball, they open up at St. Paul Central, and their home opener will be the 7th of December against the Egan Wildcats. The officials have made their way onto the ice, and we look at 2 teams, and you see there their stats this year. Only 2 games played, but what jumps out to you about these stats so far?
I guess, you know, for me, it's still too early to tell. You're only 2 games in, so you're not really going to be reaching your average on anything 2 games in. I would say that the Stillwater Ponies need to do a little bit better on their power play. Otherwise, obviously right now their PK is at 100%, which is super important.
Meanwhile, you look at the stats comparatively this season to last as both teams take the ice. White Bear Lake with the advantage where they have improved on all of their offensive categories. Naturally, though, their defensive categories have gotten worse. What's a key to victory here for White Bear Lake tonight against a Stillwater team that allows on average of 3 goals a game?
It's definitely going to have to be play tight defensively. Stillwater doesn't give up much if they're only giving up 3 goals a game. So they're going to have to make sure that they're playing smart, getting pucks out of the zone, and putting it back the other way.
Now that the teams have taken our eyes, we can look at our featured players. There's Haley Eddard-Zedlick, the senior captain for the Stillwater Ponies, with a goal and 2 assists in 2 games. No Stillwater player has more than 1 goal this season, and Eddard-Zedlick leads the Ponies in the point category. She also leads the team in penalty minutes with 6. Meanwhile, for the Bears, Jillian Moore. Last time we saw the Bears, she got the game winner in overtime against the Matamidi Zephyrs. She's got 2 goals and assists and 3 points, and the 1 power play goal in 2 games played for the senior. The teams being announced now for Mira Jalosua's Stillwater Ponies. Starting in goal tonight will be Grace Roski. She has not gotten either start so far for the Stillwater Ponies this year. However, a season ago she was 7-8-2, a 3.12 goals against average, and a save percentage of .881. This is a Stillwater team, Allie, that is very junior and senior heavy and will rely on its experience to try to win here tonight.
Yeah, that experience really does come in handy. As we've said last week or 2 weeks ago, that White Bear Lake does have a younger team. However, they have shown that they can play with the older girls, as you saw during the overtime win against Matamidi.
And starting in goal for the Bears tonight will be number 36, Maya Marston. She's 1-1 on the season, an .827 save percentage, and a goals against average of .449. She only surrendered 3 against Matamidi, but 6 goals in her last outing against Park of Cottage Grove. Kind of inflates that number for the freshman.
Yeah, she's young. As you just said, she's a freshman. I don't know if it was just nerves and like having those days off in between wasn't helpful, but she's proven that she can make big saves when it's needed.
The Bears will go with Youngworth and Snyder as a defensive pairing. Again, a lot of inexperience, young players. When we look at this roster, almost to the double digits in middle school students and freshmen, so a lot of experience to be tested here tonight. We'll pause briefly for the national anthem. This is your home for Bears hockey on SCC Sports.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose bright streams and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Another beautiful rendition of our national anthem is performed by senior Sophie Verkerke, and for Sophie Verkerke, one of the offensive leaders a season ago. However, she has not made her way onto the score sheet as of yet this season, as it'll be the Bears and the Ponies here from the White Bear Sports Center on this beautiful Wednesday evening. It's our first game ever that SCC Sports has put on from the White Bear Sports Center. We do have a unique vantage point, as you see there, head coach Elsa Shorey in her first season as the bench boss for the White Bear Lake Bears. And on the other side again for Stillwater, another first-year bench boss. That's Mira Jalosua of University of Minnesota from Finland, who hopes to lead the Stillwater Ponies back to state titles. They won in 2007 and 2009, but have not qualified for the state tournament since, thanks mostly in part to the quality of the Hill Murray Pioneers. Again, we have a unique vantage point here, coming at, well, what amounts to be basically right behind the Stillwater goal, where the Bears will attack twice. Allie, what's the advantage from a viewing standpoint of being behind the goal?
Well, you can see how the scoring plays for White Bear Lake. However, a disadvantage is that we cannot see the Stillwater Ponies scoring plays.
So something to keep in mind as we do our broadcast tonight. Another interesting stat, the White Bear Lake Bears, through 2 games this season, have not scored a first period goal. That's something that we'll have to keep an eye on as play begins. Puck tied up here at the neutral zone. It goes back into the defensive zone for the Stillwater Ponies. It can be gotten to by Kylie Ligday. It's Ligday and Adert Zedlik, the defensive pair, or rather that's Sophie Schuster, who's standing back now defensively for Stillwater. The puck iced, and we'll have an early face-off here coming to the left of the goaltender, Grace Roski, the sophomore, for the Stillwater Ponies. And for Stillwater, again, no goal scorer has more than 1 goal. They've only scored 6 on the season, scored by 6 different goal scorers. Their season opened against the Hill Murray Pioneers, and they fell by a final of 6-1 in that game before shutting out their next opponent. I believe it was the North Tartan TNT by a score that time of 5-0. So they've given up 6 goals this season. They have scored 6 goals this season, and Stillwater will ice the puck again. We'll have another face-off coming here to the right of the goaltender, Roski.
And Stillwater has a very balanced lineup. If they're having 6 different goal scorers, it's always nice to get contributions from everyone.
Face-off won this time by the Ponies. It can be tied up to the corner. One here on the near boards by Alexis Huber. She plays junior varsity sometimes, and she was in the penalty box fairly frequently the last time that I saw the Stillwater JV, and it appears she has been elevated to the varsity level. We also, while we're here, want to say hello to our friends watching on Valley Access Channel's VAC TV, home of the Stillwater Ponies, as this broadcast is being shared with everybody in Stillwater. So puck turned over there as they'll tie up right along the end wall. The puck gets freed now, can be cleared back out through the center by the Bears. Right at the center ice logo, it's skated up here, Zoe Timmons. Timmons with 2 goals. Both of those coming against the Matamidi Zephyrs as it's worked in. Now a good try there that time by Ellie Sarauer. She'll cut back, trying to get to the point as the puck leaks back across the blue line through center ice. And the Bears will have to regain speed through the neutral zone. They'll tie up there again, trying to get it further that time for Sarauer, unable to do so, and the Ponies can clear back out through center. Lauren Einen leads the team in points and assists. I guess it's a throughway tie for 3 points overall. As a puck taken this time by Avery Snyder. She tries to clear it out. We have a Bear down in the corner. Now a face-off coming up following the checking in of the injured player with 15:20 remaining in this opening period.
And she went down kind of awkwardly into the boards. Not exactly sure what happened there, but hope she's okay.
We have White Bear Lake athletic trainer Christy Lammers, who does anything and everything, and she's done an excellent job in her tenure as the trainer for all of the White Bear Lake sports as she takes a look to the attended player. Again, can't quite tell who it is from this angle, but we'll get it to you in just a moment. Again, Elsa Shore, the new head coach for the White Bear Lake Bears. Jerry Kwapik, long tenure, and I believe it was 15 years as the head coach for the White Bear Lake Bears. It was 2 state tournament appearances for Kwapik, no titles to stand for. As it was Ellie Sarauer who was down in the corner, and now she's helped to her feet as we have a pony leaving the ice surface as well, as Lauren Einen, for some reason, is going off to the pony locker room that happens to be right underneath us. We certainly hope that Sarauer is okay as well. We'll await the announcement here to see what, if anything, has been put up. Unfortunately, we don't actually get a viewing point of the penalty clocks either from our vantage point here at the White Bear Sports Center. We'll have a face-off here, this time to the left of Marston. The puck held in there that time. A nice effort there by Sydney Johnson to try to keep it lower for the Ponies as they'll go back, trying to clear it back out of the zone. Volkersdorfer sends it around. Trying to get through is Avery Snyder coming into the zone near circle, working back in, unable to get the shot off, but it still goes on goal. Held in this time nicely by Volkersdorfer. We have a whistle, and I believe the net came off. We'll have a face-off coming to the left of Grace Roski.
Yeah, sometimes, you go down hard in the corner. You just need a little bit of time to shake out the cobwebs. Hopefully she's okay. I think she's going to be back out here, though.
Again, Grace Roski on the season. Last season was her first appearance in 2019-20, 7-8-2, 3.12 goals against average, and a save percentage of .881. As the puck still goes back into the defensive zone there for Stillwater. They'll go D-to-D off the end boards, trying to stretch that pass further up ahead now. And a rush here with Josie St. Martin, the youngest player on the Stillwater Ponies as an 8th grader playing varsity. She has 2 points, a goal and an assist, a shot through traffic, a juicy rebound that time. As we'll go back to that far corner. But they'll tie up again, trying to move the puck back out is White Bear Lake. It's held in this time, though, by Kylie Ligday. Shot through traffic, held by Marston. And with 14:23 remaining, we'll get a face-off coming here to the left of Maya Marston.
Yeah, pretty impressive for an 8th grader to be playing varsity. That definitely doesn't come easy, but she definitely looks like she belongs up here right now.
Face-off to the left, it's for Kirky, as for Kirky opposed St. Martin. Puck won back to the end boards, and going back to get it that time is Avery Snyder. Again, 8 consecutive wins, as we should get an icing call here. We'll have another face-off in the White Bear defensive zone. 8 consecutive wins for the Bears against the Stillwater Ponies in all competition on girls hockey. And for a team that was as dominant in the aughts, as they call them, in the first decade of the 2000s, there hasn't been much competition from the Stillwater Ponies, as they've been kind of an average team for the duration of this past decade. Meanwhile, puck tied up again here on the half wall. We do want to apologize for any pipe noises that you might hear. We are situated right next to a practice shooting net, as a shot there fanned on. It goes loose. It can be carried back out through to center as Zoe Timmons tried to play it off the boards. Reaching, trying to extend the play. Lucy Kohler unable to do so. And now Avery Snyder gains the red line and sends it back in. 13:39 remaining, no score. Bears and Ponies, 2 Section 4 AA rivals. As they'll do battle here. Suburban East Conference rivals as well. Nice stick defensive play that time by Haley Eder-Zedlick. As the Bears able to carry the puck around, they'll have to come back and get to it. Back along the half wall, they'll tie up that time as Marin Schoberl is able to get back there for the Wares, who leads the team in assists with 3. As a loose puck trying to find somebody to knock it home, and just off the post it looked like. And the play will get tied up in the corner again off the half wall. They'll go back to the blue line where Sydney Shield can send a shot on goal. Nice save that time by Marston. And the Ponies still doing a good job of holding the zone. Morgan Wohlers. Wohlers trying to dig the puck out of the corner. She'll skate in here near circle. A shot saved by Marston. As a puck that time tied up again behind the ends wall. And another good save by Marston with Wohlers right in front for the Ponies. Goes all the way back around here to the near side. It can be gotten to by Abby Brose. Again, mentioned the youth of this Bears team. Brose, one of the 7th grader, skating at the varsity level here for the White Bear Lake Bears. In our last broadcast, we talked about the amount of Division I commits that had graduated out of this program. And so when middle schoolers have to come to play, it's an interesting test for a visiting team, but also for your team as well, just to see what you have in the tank for years to come.
Yeah, it's invaluable experience to get at that age. Definitely going to be a player to watch as she gets older, and that she's just going to keep getting better and better.
Avery Snyder back on the ice defensively as they try to get played along there. That time Marston has to send it to the corner. Can be tied up again here by the Ponies as Sydney Schuster had it. Schuster will go back to the corner to try to play it there. Tied up nicely that time defensively by Gabby Hofeld. Schuster with the puck again for Stillwater. A shot on goal that time by Jacqueline Colzer. Goes to the far blue line. And a dangerous shot through traffic that time. And a nice defensive stick by Avery Snyder to take that chance away. Meredith Perry now going all the way back. A nice blocked shot that time as Schoberl will try to skate it back out and get the Bears to change positions on the ice. Oh, and a big hit that time by Marin Schoberl.
Looked a little bit incidental, but yeah, that was definitely a big hit. As we said before, girls hockey is physical despite what some people think.
Again, we have a unique vantage point. We're able to see the rushes into the zone too, and not much going there. And on the boys' side, a nice check by Marin Schoberl that time as Gabby Hofeld in the corner looking for a centering pass. Doesn't quite connect that time. Looking for Lucy Kohler, and the Ponies able to skate back out through center ice. Elena Tansky across the blue line now. A shot from the top of the circle. is frozen that time by Marston. The clock ran a couple of extra seconds late, and we'll have a face-off upcoming with 10:49 remaining in this opening period of play. And so far, again, we're not sure on the shots on goal. We're not sure on much of anything. But who do you feel has been carrying the play so far?
I think right now Stillwater has the edge. They've definitely had a little bit more zone time, holding that puck in the zone, wearing out the White Bear Lake defense. White Bear just once again needs to work on getting it out of the zone, just like a couple weeks ago when they were playing Matamidi. And I think if they do that, they'll be okay.
Oh, a dangerous shot there as one of the Stillwater players, Elena Tansky, thought that they had scored. A nice shot from the point. Good save by Maya Marston off the shot of Sophie Schuster.
And her teammates go and give her a hug and say thank you for saving our butts on that one.
Well, we talked about it when we saw Matamidi play White Bear Lake, but we were both impressed by the skill that the freshman Maya Marston had shown in net.
Yeah, she definitely has some composure. For being so young, it's something that's just super invaluable that she can get this experience as a freshman. Frank better watch out. She might be coming for her when she's a senior.
Face off to the right this time of Marston's, won by the Bears as they'll try to skate back and regain. Bears wearing their white uniforms reminiscent of the Chicago Blackhawks Stadium Series from would have been 2015, and the Ponies in the road red uniforms. We were concerned as both teams are wearing their colors for the JV game. As into the attacking zone, Sarauer off the ice is able to come back in. She'll tie up that time. Riley Daw, a scratch the first time that we saw the Bears play, is now onto the ice here as they'll tie up 2-on-2 into the corner. Puck is tried to get free that time, so still continue to tie up. It's won this time by the Ponies. It can be gotten to here by Sophie Schuster. Schuster passed further ahead this time for St. Martin as she'll skate right by the bench. Tripped up. No, Sarauer will continue to play as they must have ruled that she had gotten the puck. Ponies are able to hold it back in, trying to go D-to-D pass, but intercepted by Haley Daw to try to send that one out. Puck goes back in. Daw regaining speed.
It's good to see Sarauer back on the ice because you never like to see a player injured, so it's good to see that she just needed to shake off the cobwebs a little bit.
Ponies breaking out of their zone, trying to rush back up to the ice. Morgan Wohlers sent a pass further up ahead this time for Eder Zedlik. Lost the handle on the way into the zone. She'll pick it back up behind her own net, trying to center it off the padding of Marston, but unable to do so as the Bears will regain. Trying to clear it out, unable to do so as Lauren Einen will hold the zone. Shot there, nice. Oh, and a score. Haley Eder Zedlik, her second of the season, lights the lamp for the Bears. And for Eder Zedlik, goal number 2 on the season, giving the Ponies the 1-0 lead, and a shot that looked like it just went up and over the shoulder that time of Maya Marston. You see there, nice little centering pass, and there it is.
She was wide open. That was a nice shot, and the captain's leading her team right now.
So 1-0 Stillwater leads. Again, not sure how many shots on goal from our vantage point here, but 1-0 to score either way. As you will hear the announcement for the Stillwater goal, as they'll immediately take the puck right back into the zone, do the Stillwater Ponies. So the second goal of the season for Eder Zedlik, as she leads the team now in points, so she'll have a total of 4. And the Ponies are able to regain and start play back up again. They're trying to get the play back into their own side of the ice. Gabby Hofeld, a puck off her stick as it'll be sent back down, where the Ponies will go D-to-D off the end boards as they'll try to skate back out through center. Nice little pass there on an aggressive play as Sydney Schuster trying to get further ahead that time for Grace Bancroft. There's a puck standing right at the blue line, this time picked up by Volkersdorfer before she lost it. Ponies would have been offside, but it would not matter. Meanwhile, Schoberl going back as losing an edge that time, Maggie Marston. Puck goes back there as the lines change. Again, physicality still going on between both sides. Schoberl tried to jump into the play. A nice defensive stick that time as Sophie Verkerke will try to carry the play, but the Ponies will have it go back into the zone. Again, an aggressive forecheck that time too from Zoe Timmons.
Yeah, the refs are just letting them play right now, which is always nice to see.
Oh, and another big check that time by Maren Schoberl. And the goalie down here on the near side, Roski, looking for a call. Chance that time for Schuster. Juicy rebound that time as it goes back to the half wall as they try to carry it back out. Another shot through traffic. Went to the left off the stick of Kylie Ligday as the Ponies really putting a pressure on the Bears right now. We'll tie up again. Right on the end boards. Can be gotten to this time by Taya Daniels. As the Lions trying to roll, they're unable to get that puck out of the zone. Schoberl takes the pony into the boards again.
Yeah, White Bear Lake's just having problems breaking out right now. Their forwards need to move towards the puck right now. It seems like they're just kind of waiting for the puck to come to them along the boards.
Well, and that felt like the problem that they had in the first period of the Matamidi game too, was they couldn't get the puck out of the zone.
Yeah, those 2 feet surrounding that blue line on either side are some of the most important spots on the ice. You got to get the puck over that blue line.
Sarauer picks the puck up on the laid off sides. Will go off the boards right by the White Bear Lake bench. He'll send it back now where Schoberl will have a chance to play it. Going D to D, looking for Snyder, but gets tied up in the skates by the forecheck that time of the Stillwater Ponies. Trying to skate it back out is Riley Dahl. Dahl will watch the puck go through to center where the Ponies trying to regain. Pressure that time given by Haley Dahl, unsuccessful, as the Ponies will regain possession in their own defensive zone. 6:19 remaining here, 1-0. Stillwater goal leads. Haley, we'll get a face out there as I finally catch up and catch my breath. Haley Eder Zedlik, the goal for the Stillwater Ponies as they lead this one by a score of 1-0 with 6:12 remaining. And one of the things that you notice about zone possession time too, when you look at this side of the ice side that we're closest to, you still see a lot of that shine on the ice.
Yeah, it's still looking pretty fresh right now. And the other thing is that if you watch the Stillwater's breakouts, they've been very clean passes.
Face-off ruled unfair. We'll have a redo here to the right of the goaltender Marston. Shot through traffic, blocked that time as they'll go behind the end boards. Can be picked up this time by Gabby Hofeld. Hofeld up the boards looking for Jillian Moore, unsuccessful as the Ponies able to regain possession back in their own defensive zone, offensive zone. And Schuster had the puck. Sydney Schuster. There's a lot of repeat names on the Stillwater Pony team. A credit to the depth and tenure that this program has. As we'll go here to the near side, trying to work their way back out of the zone. Schuster centering pass in front, and a good save that time, not by Marston, but by the defensive stick of Ashlyn Jungworth.
It seems like White Bear Lake's not quite sure where their teammates are going to be. I don't know if they're just not communicating enough on the ice, but I've seen a lot of times in the defensive zone, they're just kind of throwing the puck up the boards or just behind the net, and Stillwater goes and gets it.
Jillian Moore that time with a shot off the leg pads of Lexi Ligday and not on goal. Meanwhile, the Ponies are able to rush the puck back up the ice again as Schuster tried to carry the puck in. She'll dump as the Stillwater lines will change with 5:05 remaining here in this opening period of play. Again, the Bears have not scored a first period goal as the defender Snyder fell to her knees. A centering pass in front is unsuccessful, but the Ponies able to get over and hold the zone. Jacqueline Kolzer has the puck go off of her stick, and now a race for it is Zoe Timmons trying to race for it. Play is offside, just barely. And we'll get a face-off coming here. 4:45 remaining in this first period of play.
Yeah, on that one, when Stillwater's changing, White Bear Lake kind of has a free pass to break out there, and it looks like the defenseman kind of fumbled the puck a little bit, and Stillwater was able to put pressure on and cause a turnover.
For Kirky on the face-off again, she wins it back to Kohler, and then for Schoberl out of the defensive position. The puck goes back here where Stillwater will regain it. Kulzer trying to go up the boards for Kirky, being aggressive on the forecheck, able to do a nice play that time to try to keep it low. Centering pass in front this time. Zoe Timmons centering pass with no receiver that time. And as a result, the Ponies are able to break out. Josie St. Martin on the near wing, shot through, hit the blocker that time of Maya Marston. The Snyder's able to pick it up for the Bears, trying to race through center. Timmons just a little too strong on the attempt as the Ponies can go D to D. A nice little pass that time as St. Martin picks it up right at the White Bear Lake blue line. St. Martin trying to go low on Schoberl. Was unable to do so as the junior makes a nice play defensively. Bears trying to break out. Again, Schoberl picks up the loose puck right on the half wall. Daw able to chip it back out, and she'll get it here now off the stick that time of Sarauer. Back defensively for the Ponies. Sophie Schuster able to get to it. As again on the near side, Lauren Einen skating in, gains the blue line, across the near circle, trying to go around Schoberl, centering pass in front. Good couple of saves that time by Marston. She'll go back to the post, reaching for the puck. She'll make the save, and we'll get a face-off coming here with 3:30 remaining in this opening period.
Once again, Stillwater just had a perfect breakout to create that chance in front of their net. So, White Bear Lake needs to do a little bit better job of pressuring and causing them to make some turnovers. and getting the puck out of their zone.
Face off to the left this time of Marston. It's won by the Ponies. Eder Zedlik tried to settle it down, unsuccessful in that. Leg day. Send the puck down and low, can be tied up behind the end boards as the Ponies still being very aggressive on the forecheck, centering pass in front, score! Eder Zedlik was somewhere in the box close to it. There was another Pony, Lauren Einen, who was close. Either way, 2-0 Ponies.
Yeah, it's hard to see up here. Can't exactly tell what happened, but it looked like the puck just was able to sneak in somehow past Martson.
So there's Lauren Einen you see coming into play tonight. 1 goal, 2 assists. I believe that'll be goal number 2 for her and her 4th point. And we take a look here. Lots of traffic in front.
Yeah, she was able just to get the rebound off and sweep it past Marston on the far side.
You saw there briefly in the top right corner the shots on goal in this hockey game. Stillwater 14, White Bear Lake 1.
Yeah, wow. That right there, once again, just kind of shows what I was talking about before. Whenever the White Bear Lake Bears finally do get the puck in their offensive zone, Stillwater's just able to take that puck and make some perfect breakout passes and get out of their zone quickly and put pressure on going the other way.
We'll have a penalty at the 13:55 mark, as Stillwater's Lexi Ligday will take a seat for 2 minutes. The Bears have been potent on the power play this season. They've had 7 power plays in each of their first 2 games this season. They've scored goals at a 21.4% clip. Meanwhile, the Stillwater Ponies have yet to allow a power play goal this season. We'll have a delayed offsides that'll bring the faceoff back to neutral ice.
Yeah, we'll see if White Bear Lake can get jump-started by this power play. That was something that was able to get them jump-started when they were playing Matamidi a couple weeks ago. And so we'll see if they can do that. Otherwise, yeah, as you said, Stillwater's penalty kill has been perfect so far this season.
About a minute 40, minute 35 now remaining on the power play for the Bears, right through the legs that time of Avery Snyder. Marston will come out of the blue paint to play it. Schoberl will start the rush out of the defensive zone for White Bear Lake. Schoberl trying to get around the forecheck of Schuster, has to circle back. Schoberl, long stretch pass intercepted that time, and the Ponies able to send it in off the stick of Meredith Perry. They'll reset behind their own goal line, cutting back Snyder, looking for Schoberl, perhaps further along for Hofeld as Schoberl picks it up, gets it to Hofeld, or over her stick anyway. And the Ponies, Annie McGuire, able to send it right back in. And already a minute killed here on this power play.
You can see why the Ponies are perfect so far on their penalty kill. They got a pretty aggressive kill that is causing White Bear Lake to make some, And
a short-handed goal for the Stillwater Ponies. Alexis Huber, she had a goal already this season, make that number 2. And for the Stillwater Ponies, they've scored a short-handed goal already. It's their 2nd of the year, 3-0 Stillwater.
As I was saying, yeah, their aggressive penalty kill right now is working. They're causing White Bear Lake to make some forced passes that normally you might not make if you're getting that if you weren't getting that pressure on you.
So Alexis Huber at the 15-10 mark, short-handed, the 2nd short-handed goal of the season for Stillwater. As the Bears will regain the power play, they'll have it for about 40 more seconds. Sophie Verkerke taking it around, cycling as the Bears try to cycle. As it's held in this time, got further along now, Maggie Marston. Marston, a good job going back to get there was Sophie Verkerke. Loose puck that time, tried the toe drag, did Sarauer. As the puck will go here, Riley Dahl trying to play it out of the corner. Ponies able to get to it though, they'll send it around, going D-to-D that time, Jacqueline Kulzer. It's picked up here further this time by Annie McGuire, back out through center where the Ponies, another short-handed bid. That time by Elena Tansky was broken up, and a shot from a sharp angle off the stick of St. Martin has to be saved by Maya Marston. As the Bears were unable to score on that power play, 0 for 1 so far, yielding the short-handed goal here in the last minute of play. Shot on, saved that time, and another shot coming that time. A little bit of a bump to the corner as the puck goes back here to the blue line. Trying to race forward as Marston makes a save that time off the shot of Sophie Schuster. And with 43.6, Ponies lead 3-0.
Yeah, on that power play, there was a point there where the Stillwater player had gotten the puck in the corner in the Stillwater defensive zone. And White Bear Lake, for some reason, their players just kind of backed off and waited for her to make a move. When you're in the power play, you got to put two players pressuring that puck at all times.
40 seconds remaining here as the puck tried to get back out through the center zone. They'll tie up right at the blue line, trying to push it further along. Goes back out through center where the Ponies can play it again. Sydney Scheel got it further ahead that time for Morgan Wohlers. Wohlers will have to cut back, trying to center in front, but the Bears able to take that chance away. Pass here now to the near circle. Gotten to that time by Lexi Ligday. Trying to work in front. Marston has to make another save. 15.3 remaining here. And all over. Stillwater just swarming the Bears so far.
Yeah, and as you said before, you know, White Bear Lake hasn't scored in the first period so far this season, so I don't know if they just are a team that's just slow to start, and maybe we'll see a different team out here for the second period.
So 15 seconds and counting. The puck goes here that time to the end boards. So tied up along the half wall. Still trying to free that puck loose as it'll be 2-on-2 aside. Ponies getting Bears getting really aggressive that time with Zoe Timmons. And after one period of play, it's goals by Haley Etter-Zedlick, Lauren Einen, and Alexis Huber that have put the Ponies up by a score of 3-0. Wow.
Yeah, it's been all Stillwater so far. They've been definitely had more of the dominant play, and even their power play, it seemed like or even their penalty kill, it seemed like they were in the White Bear zone more than White Bear was in their zone.
Well, this is the first intermission. We want to show you the highlights this time between the last meeting of these two teams. It came back in February in the 2019 Section 4 AA playoffs, where these two teams oppose each other as they do so many times, but we will see that in just a moment. This is your home for White Bear Lake Girls Hockey, SEC Sports.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
Let's go, Pearly Whites, man.
Ooh, cute.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
Hey girl, what's up? What's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Sir, go and step out of the vehicle for me.
Yes, sir. See ya, buddy. Today, Sean's got a hearing. We'll see how it goes. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Is she gonna get it, Daddy?
She'll get it.
Get it. Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad!
Okay, here we go, throw it!
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
To nothing our score from the White Bear Sports Center as the Stillwater Ponies lead the White Bear Lake Bears by that score of 3-0. Allison Vogt alongside myself, Alex Wested. You see the trophies of the White Bear Skating Center and the White Bear Skating team that has won many a title out of this rink, out of this venue, a historic venue in White Bear Lake sports history. It started out as the inaugural home for White Bear Lake girls hockey before the opening of the Vadnais Sports Center in 2010, where the girls played there from 2010 until 2018 before they returned to their initial home due to some renovations. As per an article in the White Bear Press on September the 26th of 18, the remodeled facility, built in 1989, has new ice, new refrigeration system, new ceiling tiles, siding and roof, new benches, new restrooms, LED lighting, and, this is the big one, is ADA compliant. There is a plan, or an attempted plan, of course, to add a second rink onto this facility. As if you're driving right on Highway 96, you can see the lights through the trees at the night, as you see there, the hope for the White Bear Sports Center in the future to come. You know, the 3-0 lead was very similar for these two teams, as back in the section playoffs a season ago on the 12th of February, these two teams played each other again. Thank highlights compliment of VAC TV. And you see there, the Bears were able to get on the scoreboard first. Sydney Sheeran right in front that time, and a beautiful goal by number 7, McKeely Larson on the power play gave the Bears the 1-0 lead very early at the 3:44 mark of the opening period. The Bears would strike again in the first as Lauren McLean, one of the D1 commits for the Bears, was able to go backhand top shelf over Grace Roski to give the Bears the 2-0 lead at the 12:04 mark. There would not be another score until it was all over as Olivia Reef lifted it down the length of the ice to give the Bears the 3-0 lead. And the shutout again. We've talked before about the skill of Calla Frank, the goaltender now for the Mankato State Mavericks, and you see a great chance there. And just absolute highway robbery by Frank on this one. And again, for a program that has been as consistent as there's a good shot that time by Ader Zedlik as she was able to smother that chance up that time. And again, just the flurry of saves as in that game, the shots on goal were 37-19 in favor of Stillwater. And between this game against the Stillwater Ponies and also against Hill Murray, that would have been, between those two games alone, 87 saves for Calla Frank between just those two games. As again, we look at more highlights here. There's another good chance that time by Lauren Ainen, unsuccessful. Another rush into the zone this time. As the Ponies, relatively the same roster from a season ago. Lena Tansky tried that one. Another nice centering pass in front. And just look at that motion. Like, that's just good, pure hockey goalie motion. And again, another chance here by the Ponies. Save that time by Frank. Another good couple of saves there as the Bears ended up winning that one. The 37 save shutout by Calla Frank as they would go on and advance to win that time and play the Hill Murray Pioneers in the Section 4AA final and win against the Hill Murray Pioneers thanks to the 50 save shutout that time by Calla Frank. We'll take another brief break. We'll be back for the start of the second period. This is your home for White Bear girls hockey on SAC Sports.
Opiates has taken everything and everyone I've ever loved away from me. everything. All I did was dance. I was being scouted for a scholarship. I blew my ankle out and I got prescribed pain pills by my doctor. If making my detox public is gonna help somebody, I'm all for it. Is there any medicine that I can have right now? I'm cold sweating really bad. I just wish I would have had a warning.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Designate an adult water watcher to watch kids in and around water. Save the phone calls and texts for when the kids are out of the water. Properly fence all pools with fences at least 4 feet high and with self-closing, self-latching gates. When above-ground pools aren't in use, remove the ladders. When pools aren't in use, cover them. Teach kids to stay away from drains, and if a child is missing, check the pool or spa first. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more, because you never know which pool safety step will save a life, until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back, everybody. The two teams retaking the ice here at the White Bear Sports Center, 3-0. The Stillwater Ponies lead over the White Bear Lake Bears alongside Allison Vogt and Alex Westad. And really, if you're White Bear Lake, one shot on goal in the first period, where do you go from here?
You know, at this point, there's not much worse it can get. So the only way to go is up. So you just got to keep or go back and actually play your game that you played against Matamida. Get the puck out of the zone and put some more pressure on when you're in the offensive zone.
Meanwhile, on the other side for the Stillwater Ponies, 3 first-period goals, 1 short-handed goal. We'll take a look at the goals as they happen. It was the senior captain, Haley Eder-Zedlik, with her second of the season that scored first. Again, just a nice little shot going over the top shoulder off the crossbar. And then almost immediately thereafter, 5 minutes later, it would be Lauren Einen to score again, and then short-handed, real sharp angle from Alexis Huber. They seem to keep trying for that blocker side of Maya Marston. That's how they have gotten to this 3-0 lead.
Yeah, I don't know if they did some scouting on her and maybe that's just her weak point where they said shoot for blocker, or if that's just where they're going in right now.
Again, you see there Haley Eder-Zedlik, the senior captain, who leads the team for goals now with 2 on the season. She's been all over the ice tonight, as have much of the Ponies. 16-1 the shots on goal in the opening period, and the puck dropped. We are underway here from the White Bear Sports Center for this second period of play as the two teams shift their sides of the ice. A long stretch pass this time as the Ponies will move from left to right across your television screen, and the Bears will move from right to left. Trying to carry the puck in this time are the Stillwater Ponies, as it'll be Josie St. Martin who will carry the puck in. They'll try to clear it back out of the zone that time. And a nice play is the puck picked by Avery Snyder, trying to get back through to center. They'll try to clear it along. It goes off the legs of the lineman right there. Can be picked up again here by the Ponies. It'll be Kylie Ligday trying to carry the puck in. Ligday a shot, and another save by Martin off of St. Martin.
Yeah, and that one, you saw 4 White Bear Lake players swarm the puck carrier, and then the Stillwater player was wide open to get that puck that just squeaked loose there.
We'll have a face-off coming in the defensive zone to the left of Maya Marston, and for head coach Mira Jalosua, certainly appreciating the effort. Mira Jalosua, the University of Minnesota women's hockey team defender from 2009 to 2013, combined with her and the goaltender Noura Ratu, were the first Finnish-born players to play for the University of Minnesota Golden Gopher women's hockey team. And she was a 2018 bronze medal winner for Finland. And a centering pass! Oh, unable to get that one that time off the stick of Morgan Wohlers. And we'll have another penalty here as Riley Dahl will go to the box, certainly for what should be a roughing call.
Yeah, that's the last thing that White Bear Lake wants right now is to take a penalty, especially when they're in their defensive zone so much already as it is. The best thing they can do here is make sure that they're not chasing or pressing too hard and get that puck all the way out the zone.
To finish on, Mira Jalosua, 2018 bronze medal with Team Finland in Pyeongchang, and has spent time playing for the Minnesota Whitecaps before their entrance into the National Women's Hockey League. It'll be a power play this time for Stillwater, their first crack on it here tonight. As a work around the point, trying to circle it down and low for Lauren Einen. Einen will go cross ice that time, looking for Lexi Ligday. Ligday going off the half wall. They'll try to keep it alive this time as Einen will send it down and low. Wohlers here from the near circle. Wohlers down and low. Einen has it at the goal line. Has a point open should she choose to take it. She does this time. Sydney Shield shot fanned on as it hit a couple of players in front. Can be gotten to again. Eder-Zedlik further for Shield. Right at the near circle. Shield going back here this time, and she'll get it again. Bouncing puck back in front. Gotten to by Jillian Moore, not all the way out, as Maggie Marston tried to clear it back out. Finally now through center, Sydney Shield can regain possession.
White Bear Lake's doing a good job of blocking shots right now and making sure that puck doesn't get all the way through to their goaltender.
For Stillwater a season ago on the power play, they were scoring at 21.7. The Bears, meanwhile, were giving up only 81.9% of the time. The Bears had 1 shorthanded goal a season ago compared to 6 shorthanded goals surrendered by the Stillwater Ponies in 2018-19. And so far, none this year for the Ponies. The puck somewhere. It looks like it went into the White Bear Lake bench, and we'll have another face-off upcoming. The one connection to Mira Jalosua that Allison has is that Mira Jalosua's defensive partner her sophomore year at the U was Annie Schlepper.
Yep, I was on JV for my 8th grade and freshman year when Annie was playing varsity, and she was definitely a little bit intimidating and scary when I was an 8th grader coming into high school hockey, but she was always very nice and very helpful.
Annie Schlepper, of course, a University of Minnesota Golden Gopher women's hockey legend, gold medalist with
Silver medalist.
Silver medalist. I thought she was on the gold medal team. I apologize about that. You would know more than I would, of course. That's why you're here. As the puck goes back to the blue line, trying to go further along now. Josie St. Martin watches it go by her. It can be picked up again this time. Alexis Huber going here on the near side, going cross ice that time for Josie St. Martin. St. Martin tripped up that time. No whistle there. That's going to be gotten to here by Tansky. Tansky, the shot will get a whistle. Looks like they'll get a pony that time. St. Martin for interference, and that will do it for the power play for the Stillwater Ponies, although it looked like it had been elapsed anyway.
Well, it looks like that she probably retaliated against that trip there, and if the ref isn't going to call that first penalty or that first trip, they will call that second one. This is why you have to, be disciplined, and you can't retaliate.
Looked like there was a little bit of holding the stick play too, yeah.
Hanging on to her stick. And of course, St. Martin's of the 8th grader. She's young, and she's going to learn that, to be more disciplined as she gets older.
So it'll be a Bears power play for the second time this game. Again, as we mentioned earlier, they have had 7 power play opportunities in both their season opening game against Matamidi and last Saturday against the Park of Cottage Grove Wolfpack. As they try to break out of the zone this time, Schoberl going back to get it. Evades the stick checking that time. Nicely done to that with Sydney Schuster. A turnover shorthanded, already yielding a shorthanded goal tonight to the Bears. Timmons will have to cut back to play it. Bounces high into the air. And Timmons will have to try to play it further along now as Verkerke has it. Bears trying to get something going here on the power play as Stillwater yet to yield a power play goal on the season. And they'll add to that total as they're able to send the puck back down to the defensive zone where Myron Schoberl can go back to play it.
Yeah, you can see why they're at 100% right now. They're so aggressive and they're so good with their sticks and getting and stripping that puck off the White Bear Lake players' sticks. It makes sense why they're at 100% right now.
Entry at the blue line denied. As it go D to D. Snyder to Schoberl, then further up ahead, attempted that time for Riley Dahl, unsuccessful. As the Ponies will have to go back to regain possession. They'll try to go to the corner. Can be picked out there that time by Lexi Ligday. The Ponies up 3-0 by 3 first period goals. Puck goes off of one of the Bears and back into the defensive zone where Avery Snyder can go back to play it. When trailing after the first period, the Bears are 1-1 this season, and when leading after the first period, the Ponies are 1-0. Meanwhile, as the puck continues to be tied up here in the corner, Daw trying to get forward as the Bears simply looking to break out of the zone. Puck has to hop over the stick that time defensively of Kylie Ligday. We got to here by Snyder going off into the Stillwater bench, and with 11:38 and counting, and still counting remaining, we'll have a face-off.
Yeah, you can tell Stillwater has such an aggressive penalty kill. You saw both of their defensemen on the blue line when they were in the White Bear Lake defensive zone, and it's working for them. Of course, it's also a little bit risky too, but right now it's working for them.
You see the shots on goal. There's 20-1 in favor of the Stillwater Ponies. It was 16-1 after the conclusion of the first period. And for a goaltender who doesn't face a lot of shots in the first period, how likely is it to give up a goal quickly into the second period?
Well, I never played goalie. You don't want me back in net, that's for sure. But I can tell, I lived with a goalie for 4 years in college, and it's definitely difficult. It's definitely tough. You might not feel the puck or see the puck as well because you're getting cold back there. So there is a good chance that if White Bear Lake can get a good shot on net, that she might let that in.
0 for 2 now on the power play as the penalty time was elapsed to Lexi Ligday. As the Ponies regain possession here in the attacking zone. Going off the end boards, will try to go back onto the far side. It's held in there nicely on the half wall by Elena Tansky. Goes past her stick where Verkerke will try to play it back up, trying to shovel that pass out. Unable to do so, and the Ponies able to hold as Grace Bancroft centering pass in front. Oh, almost with the back post. She could have wrapped it around, chose not to. Shot through traffic as Marston has to give the glove to Alexis Huber, standing right in that blue paint. They'll go back to the blue line this time. Wristed shot on goal. Locked down by a couple of Bears as it's held that time by the Ponies' Sydney Schuster. Unable to keep it clean, though. Now Verkerke will try to break it out for the Bears as they get past the goal line. Verkerke, pass fluttered back through to center. And then right back into the White Bear Lake zone. We're back to play it. This time will have to be Ashlyn Youngworth. Youngworth tried to move it further that time for Volkerstorfer. Unsuccessful, though, and the Ponies regain the zone once again. Timmons tries to play it defensively, but unable to do so as the Ponies able to regain possession into the attacking zone. Now Sydney Johnson down and low behind the goal line. Johnson regains possession going back to the point. They'll go D to D there, and unsuccessful at holding the zone that time. Annie McGuire as the puck goes back into the Stillwater zone, and icing waved off here. 9:49 remaining, 3-0. Stillwater leads the White Bear Lake Bears. A season ago, there was 3 games played between these two schools, and White Bear Lake won each of the 3. It's been 8 in a row for White Bear Lake, and that streak looks like it's going to be in jeopardy tonight. As they'll tie up here on the end boards, the most sustained attacking time so far for White Bear Lake in this second period, as Schober will pick it back up at center. Trying to go off the boards right in front of the Stillwater Pony bench, dangerously close to too many skaters. And they'll go back, trying to center at that time for Ader Zedlik, but unsuccessful. And now Haley Dahl will send the puck back in across the goal line, where Jillian Moore can get to it first for the Bears. Moore looking to go back for Schoberl. Schoberl has it hop over her stick, and a nice physical play that time by Morgan Wohlers, unable to get that puck further along. And again, we've talked before, especially in the Mahtomedi White Bear Lake game, about the physicality, but White Bear Lake Stillwater isn't too much of a rivalry itself, where the physicality has been there tonight. And Allison, what have you seen as far as both teams really using the body?
They're not afraid. They're not afraid to be physical and we have seen some checks tonight, which is always fun to see in girls hockey. As I said before, there's a lot of people out there that think that girls hockey isn't physical, but all you got to do is go down to your local rink and watch a girls high school hockey game, and you'll see the physicality there. Earlier in this period, I saw a White Bear Lake defenseman, a Stillwater Pony. There's a lot of pushing and shoving, going back and forth. I think I saw someone get their elbows up, but it's the way it went.
We'll have a face-off that was won by the Ponies as they're able to hold the zone. Goes all the way back to the blue line again this time. Kylie Legday, big juicy rebound. Another nice save that time by Marston. Spinning shot with Huber right in front. We have the washout as a player was in the blue paint, as that was Lexus Huber. And we'll have a face-off coming in the neutral zone. I did want to shout out this official here on the far side. It is November. It is Movember. And this individual has one of the best hockey mustaches I have ever seen.
Yeah,
that is a well-groomed mustache.
He does have a good mustache. He might give White Bear Lake alum Ryan Carter a run for his money.
Well, face-off one here again by Stillwater. They'll try to shovel the pass further along now, trying to get around the defensive Snyder. Ooh, a little blocker save had to be made there. Snyder got it further for Taya Daniels. Pass intercepted as the Bears try to break out. Jillian Moore further ahead this time for Gabby Hofeld. Hofeld trying to regain possession as the puck will go on goal. It will be frozen, and that should be the second shot on goal for the Bears tonight, coming at the 9:13 mark of the second period.
Yeah, that was just a little dump in, but you got to take what you can get, and something to build off of. That was a good turnover that White Bear Lake forced there to get the puck out of the zone and kind of create a little bit of a chance.
Face-off won that time. Ooh, a dangerous little spinning attempt there by the Bears. Jillian Moore picks up the loose puck in the corner. Can be gotten to that time by White Bear Lake as they'll try to hold the zone. Pinching down that time, Natasha Larson, as the Bears lines start to roll into the attacking zone. Josie St. Martin centering pass. Oh, and unable to connect that time as Elena Tansky was looking to go bar down on that one. Jillian Moore through center, left it back for Snyder as the Bears will reset defensively. Puck going off of the Stillwater bench as the Ponies will send it back in that time off the stick of Kylie Ligday. St. Martin first to it for Stillwater. Can be gotten to here by Snyder. Snyder to Hofeld behind the goal. Dangerous turnover right in front of the net as Taya Daniels will try to carry it back further up and out, but the Ponies regain possession before the puck crosses the red line. Down and low behind the goal line, Avery Snyder trying to go off the half wall for Daniels. Ponies able to hold the zone once again though. Shot through traffic, glove saved, held on that time by Marston. 6:46 remaining in the second period. We'll get a face-off, 3-0. The Stillwater Ponies lead.
Seems like White Bear Lake's trying to force some passes. They're seeming to force the puck up the boards a lot, and Stillwater's caught on to that, and they're just smothering those boards. White Bear Lake's going to have to start picking up their heads and communicating to get that puck out of their zone.
It's not the only first-year head coach as a shot through traffic. Another nice save by Marston that time off of Sydney Johnson. It's not the first-year head coach for the Stillwater Ponies. On the boys' side, head coach Matt Doman as Verkerke with a chance through traffic. Good save that time by Grace Roski as the Ponies starting to be tested now defensively.
It looks like the Stillwater goaltender is isn't too cold at all. She made a nice save on that play.
Puck gotten to here again by the Ponies as they'll try to skate it back out through center, this time off the stick of Sydney Johnson. Meanwhile, again, back to the point, it's a first-year head coach on the boys' side as well for Stillwater. His longtime head coach Matt Doman announced a move to Sartell, a town you're very familiar with. And so replacing Matt Doman as head coach of the boys' Stillwater Ponies will be former Minnesota Wild player Greg Zanin, who served as an assistant coach for the Ponies for the past couple of years. But as a first-year head coach, a couple of programs in a time of change. And a dangerous save that time by Marston. Eder Zedlik had to try to play it as Moore will chip it back out through center. Daniels might get it to it first, but a good back check that time by Stillwater's Lexi Ligday. Allows the Ponies to break out of their own defensive zone again. 5:25 remaining here in the second period. It's gone to this time here. Natasha Larson trying to go D-to-D, but the Ponies able to hold the zone. Eder Zedlik, a shot on, save that time by Marston. Off the stick of Morgan Wohlers as the puck goes back out through to center. And defensively, Sydney Shield will retreat to her own defensive zone to try to play it. Puck right at the offensive zone blue line. It goes back out over the stick of Natasha Larson. She'll retreat to her own defensive zone to try to play it. So go D-to-D this time for Maggie Marston, trying to use the boards just like Allison pointed out. The boards snuffed out that time by the Stillwater Ponies, and the Ponies are able to go back to get to it. Rush into the attacking zone. Here's St. Martin again. St. Martin, little saucer pass off the glove that time of Marston. And the puck tied up in the corner this time. Verkerke in there for the Bears, in there with Alexis Huber. So tie up again, Verkerke whistle, and down on the ice, just off to the side of the goal, is Elena Tansky for the Stillwater Ponies.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there, so I'm not exactly sure why she's on the ice, but just like with the White Bear Lake player that went down before, hope she's okay.
So have a stoppage of play, 4:31 remaining second period. 3 first period goals for Stillwater, scored by Haley Eder Zedlik at the 7:58 mark, Lauren Einen at the 13:44 mark, and Alexis Huber at the 15:10 mark for the Stillwater Ponies as they lead this one 3-0. Upcoming games for Stillwater as we have another look at the really quality chance there. And
I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if she on that, when she went down to get that shot off, if she just went down on her knee or ankle wrong, but something's definitely hurting her because she definitely just went straight down and did not even attempt to get back up.
And so again, the trainer, Christy Lammers, will come out to take a look at the Stillwater forward. Meanwhile, coming up for Stillwater, a Suburban East Conference stretch of games where they will play at Cretin-Durham Hall, at Highland Ice Arena, at Park of Cottage Grove, home to Irondale St. Anthony, Roseville, Woodbury, Mounds View, Eastridge, Forest Lake, before finally, after the Christmas holiday, they will travel to play widely regarded some of the best teams in the state in the Edina Hornets and the Minnetonka Skippers.
Yeah, those are going to be 2 tough matchups for them. Edina and Minnetonka are always good every year.
Stillwater, of course, expecting to be part of that Section 4AA. Again, as you see there, Christy Lammers with Stillwater head coach Mira Jalosua, as they will help Elena Tansky, the senior, to her feet, as they will take her here to the boards and the exit here on the near side.
She's not moving that leg at all.
And meanwhile, for the White Bear Lake Bears, their schedule does not get any easier either, as they will have a road test at Eastridge, Mounds View, Grand Rapids Greenway, Hibbing Chisholm, home to Cretin-Durham Hall, Irondale St. Anthony, Forest Lake, Roseville, Woodbury, and then Stillwater again. And even for that team too, is that when you look at all these teams and how they're playing, they're all right in that middle. And to me, there's a very clear favorite in Section 4AA in the Hill Murray Pioneers. But we'll see about that. So a face-off coming this time here to the left. Can be won. Shot through traffic as they try to get for Huber again. Another nice save by Marston. Loose puck, they score. 4-0. The Stillwater Ponies lead. 8th grader Josie St. Martin.
That must be her first varsity goal? Or it's her second, okay.
Well, yeah, her second goal of the season. She scored against North Tartan the other night. And that gives the Ponies a 4-0 lead, and not a whole lot really that Marston could have done on that chance.
Someone just seemed to squeak by her. They were swarming. They were all over her.
So the first goal of the second period goes the way of the Stillwater Ponies at the 12:37 mark. It goes to Josie St. Martin. And for a Stillwater Pony player who has looked very impressive tonight with some speed, the puck goes back out through to center ice. And again, for Maya Marston, who has not had much help defensively tonight, as the shots on goal have been extremely in favor of the Stillwater Ponies.
Yeah, Martin has made some very impressive and sharp saves. Definitely cannot falter for any of these goals that have been let in.
Face off at neutral ice. It's won by the Ponies as they try to send it back into the attacking zone. Schoberl has it bounce up on an edge. Again, his shots on goal, you see there 27-3, favoring the Stillwater Ponies. As the puck can be held in that time again by Stillwater, as White Bear Lake has to go back to play. Gabby Hofeld now will have a go back the other way. It can be gotten to here. Ashlyn Jungworth pass further up ahead that time. Schoberl will cut back to play. Schoberl trying to cut through everybody. Not quite able to do so as it's regained that time before Daniels will have to keep it alive. The Ponies re-enter the zone. It's gotten further along now. Annie McGuire will bring it around the end boards where it can be gotten to again here by Eder Zedlik. Chance in front now, Hofeld. Dangerous loose puck. Here's a chance for the Ponies. They score. What an absolute rip by number 7, Lauren Einen. 2 on the night for her. Her third of the season, 5-0 Stillwater.
Yeah, she just hit that top corner perfectly. That was just a very nice shot.
And so for Lauren Einen, the senior, like he said, that was just a beautiful shot. Not a whole lot a goaltender can do about that, especially when you're in that close.
Yep, not at all. Martin, as I said before, has made a lot of great saves in this game. But when you're getting outshot, I believe it'd be 28-3 now. It's really tough, and it's only the second period.
Ponies quickly back in, centering pass in front. That time it misses the net wide to the left. As another centering pass goes over the blue line, the Ponies will have to reset to go back to it. Lexi Ligday out of her own defensive zone, gotten further along now, trying to gain some speed at her Zedlik, but denied at the blue line, that time by Zoe Timmons. Puck back through, delayed offsides as the Bears will change lines back on their own side of the net. As it can be sent in here again by Eder Zedlik. Maggie Marston trying to play it further for Verkerke. Wolkerstorfer, if she hurries, may have a 2-on-1. As we'll carry it across the blue line. Wolkerstorfer, a shot save made that time by Grace Rosky. And we'll get a face-off coming here with 2:20 remaining in this second period.
Yeah, White Bear Lake needs to be a little bit sharper on their breakouts. You can tell that their defensemen, when they're getting it, are just kind of throwing the puck away, and the forwards need to start moving their feet and start getting open so the defensemen have someone to pass to.
Face off here to the left, that time of Rosky. It's won by the Bears, goes back to Jungworth. Jungworth, wristed shot, locked in front by one of the Ponies, and Jungworth will have to go back to neutral ice to play it again. Jungworth for Schoberl. They'll go D-to-D again, trying to look up the boards. It's intercepted that time before the Bears able to play it further. Lucy Kohler has it go back to her stick. It can be gotten to further again this time by Kylie Ligday. The Ponies will tie up in the corner. That time Kohler will take a player into the corner boards. Verkerke gets tied up that time with Sophie Schuster. Really no reason to take that penalty that time if you're Stillwater.
Yeah, it's just an undisciplined penalty, especially when you're up 5-0. There's no reason that you need to trip a player in the corner.
So we'll have the third crack at the power play. 0 for 2 so far for the White Bear Lake Bears.
Hopefully White Bear Lake can use this to their advantage. They just need to be a little bit crisper on their passes when they break out of the zone on the power play, and they just need to make the simple plays. Right now it looks like they're trying to force their puck and they're panicking with it a little bit.
I do have to apologize about that. It does look as though they are skating 4-on-4. Again, you see the shots on goal there, 29-4, favoring the Stillwater Ponies as there's a conversation, it looks like on the Stillwater bench, as the coaching staff for Stillwater would like an explanation for what's going on. It looks like no conversation happening on the White Bear Lake side of things. Looks like we'll have a face-off coming here to the right of the goaltender, Grace Rosky, as well.
I'm not really sure what the calls are going either way. As you said before, vantage point's a little bit sketchy up here, so it's hard to see in that far corner.
Conversation concluded. No, there looks like there's still another conversation. I'm assuming a double minor, because it looks like they're having another Stillwater. Nope, okay, that's fine.
Well, looks like we'll have 4-on-4, and maybe, I know, White Bear Lake does have 5 out there.
The announcement made here, coincidental minors. However, with only 4 pony skaters on the ice, it must have been something extra. Big drive that time by Schoberl, missed the net wide to the right. Volkersdorfer sends it back to the point. Unfortunately, Schoberl unable to get to it, and you'll have to reset. So it will be the 3rd attempt on the power play for White Bear Lake. Schoberl will have to cut back to get to it. Snyder will regain possession as the Bears trying to break out. If they don't score here, there will be a brief power play on the other side of it for White Bear Lake as Schoberl. Pass went further up ahead that time for Volkersdorfer. She'll try to get it into the zone, but it's cleared back out this time by the Stillwater Ponies. Schoberl going D-to-D for Snyder. Back to Schoberl here on the near side, and a turnover, and a good defensive stick that time by Schoberl to deny Sydney Johnson on the shorthanded bid, already with 1 shorthanded goal denied for Stillwater.
Yeah, just another unforced error on that one. Looks like I said before, that White Bear Lake's kind of panicking with the puck a little bit. They're not having the composure that we saw when they were coming back against Matamidi.
Behind the net, Annie McGuire trying to break out for the Stillwater Ponies. Snyder will send it in further. It's gotten to that time by Jillian Moore. Moore into the corner. She'll tie up with a pony. We'll try to chip it low further here. 25 seconds remaining in the second period. It goes all the way around the end boards and shoveled back out into the White Bear Lake defensive zone as Marston gave it a look.
Once again, you see Stillwater's aggressive penalty kills. They had put 2 people on the puck along the boards in their defensive zone, and it ended up working out for them.
Schoberl will go back to get it here in the last 5. Not much they can do with the time remaining. In fact, Schoberl will choose to eat it behind her own net. And after 2 periods of play, the Ponies tack on 2 more and lead by a score of 5-0, where the Ponies have really dominated in every facet of the game.
Yeah, they sure have. White Bear Lake just does not look like the team that we saw against Matamidi a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it's just continuance of their last game or what, but you know, at this point, they're down 5-0. That means that they just need to go out, play aggressive in the 3rd period, and not be afraid to make mistakes.
The record a season ago for White Bear Lake when trailing after 2, 3-7-1. They are 1-1 this season so far. And for the Ponies, when leading after 2, they are perfect 1-0. Come on back. We'll have a few more things that we have to say. This is your home for White Bear Lake girls hockey on SEC Sports.
Opiates has taken everything and everyone I've ever loved away from me. Everything. All I did was dance. I was being scouted for a scholarship. I blew my ankle out and I got prescribed pain pills by my doctor. If making my detox public is gonna help somebody, I'm all for it.
Is there any medicine that I can have right now? I'm cold sweating really bad.
I just wish I would have had a warning.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun. sun. Wake the sun.
Baby, you see, you're so right for me, and I'm right for you. I love the things you do, like sweet tasting wine. Your lips are so divine. Your loving turns me on. My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, no, never gonna let you go. Baby, never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Designate an adult water watcher to watch kids in and around water. Save the phone calls and texts for when the kids are out of the water. Properly fence all pools with fences at least 4 feet high and with self-closing, self-latching gates. When above-ground pools aren't in use, remove the ladders. When pools aren't in use, cover them. Teach kids to stay away from drains, and if a child is missing, check the pool or spa first. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more, because you never know which pool safety step will save a life. Until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back, everybody. White Bears Sports Center, the home of the White Bear Lake Bears, as the Stillwater Ponies, visiting Stillwater Ponies, lead by a score of 5-0. Alongside Allison Vogt, I am Alex Westad, here from the White Bears Sports Center. And Allison, really, all ponies tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely been all ponies tonight. As you said in the first period, if you look in the Stillwater defensive zone, there is not a lot of dirty ice there. It's all clean and shiny.
Shots on goal in that second period were 14-3 in favor of White Bear Lake. Again, you see here the goals, just not much on that one, but enough for the 8th grader Josie St. Martin to get on the scoreboard. That made it 4-0, and then just a beautiful shot over the top shoulder, that time by Lauren Einen, to give the ponies this 5-0 advantage. And really, as we talked about before we came back here, Allie, is that really it's been Maggie Marston that has kept it from being more than 5-0.
Yeah, they definitely, or she's definitely kept them in the game a little bit more than what they would have. If it wasn't for her, it could easily be 8-0 and 9-0 right now.
Well, taking a look again here at the goals back in the first period, it was a trio of ponies that got onto the scoreboard as coming in to the game today. No pony had more than 1 goal on the season. As we'll take a look at those highlights in just a moment. Again, coming up on the White Bear Lake Sports calendar on Saturday, girls hockey will be at East Ridge and at Mounds View, and a couple of Section 4 AA matchups. Girls basketball will start on Friday. They will host Elk River at South Campus. Boys hockey will open up on Saturday against Irondale St. Anthony before their home opener Black Friday against the Greyhounds of Duluth East. Boys basketball open on December the 3rd at St. Paul Central before their home opener on the 7th of December against the Egan Wildcats. Again, the first period goals, a trio of goal scorers for the Stillwater Ponies. It would be Haley Eder-Zedlick, the senior captain for the Stillwater Ponies, who would get them on the scoreboard first. Just a nice little shot there. They'd like to go up top on that glove side. Meanwhile, again, it would be Lauren Einen to score second after a scrum right in front of the net and in front of Marston. And then short-handed, just a real nice shot that time from Alexis Huber as the Zamboni has stalled out. Oh boy, as the Zamboni had stalled out here in the center of the rink. Now it's starting back up again. That could have been real bad. But thankfully they were able to start that Zamboni up again, and that's how the Ponies have managed to find a way to get to this 5-0 lead. Again, you hear that stutter out of the Zamboni. Uh-oh, he's coming off the rink, isn't he?
Yep, he is going off the rink. That is an old Zamboni they have here.
Looks like he is pulling into the Zamboni garage. He's looking down at the bottom left part, perhaps looking for something. No, he's just looking to see if he had gained the door. Now he is out of view. However, we do get a brief reflection from that glass. We'll see what he's looking at. Intermission theater is most entertaining, is it not? I certainly think that it is. Yeah, we don't quite see anything yet. It looks like there's probably a pass and a half left remaining on the Zamboni. Of course, the Zamboni driver, one of the most revered positions in all of hockey. But we are still waiting for something to resume. Oh, it looks like he's changing some of the fuel cans. Either way, we'll take another break. We'll be back in just a moment. This is your home for White Bear Lake girls hockey on SCC Sports.
Chiru has no choice. She and millions like her must walk miles every day for dirty water. But together, we can end their walk by providing clean water close by. Instead of spending hours walking to get water that makes them sick, girls can be in a classroom that expands their minds, and moms will gain back time to care for their families. Sons and daughters can grow up strong, finally free of sicknesses caused by dirty water. At World Vision, care about clean water runs deep. Deep enough to reach one new person with clean water every 10 seconds. Because every child, every person, everywhere deserves clean water and the chance to rise to their full potential. It's true. When you just add water, you change a life. Learn more at worldvision.org.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
The millions of people who either physically or financially do not have access to health care are staggering.
We are volunteers, and I think that's part of what makes it beautiful is people come here with just a heart to serve and a heart to make a difference.
To open my eyes to these people who truly have no options and are helpless to do anything for their condition. People who have been told no their whole lives can finally be told yes. It's life-changing.
My husband is a wonderful man and a great father when he's not drinking. I'm so angry he chooses alcohol over us. If he really loved us, he'd stop drinking, right? My counselor suggested I try Al-Anon. I didn't understand why. I'm not the one with the problem, but I'm glad I went. Do you worry about someone's drinking? You are not alone. Al-Anon or Alateen can help. Call 866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
Well, the Zamboni's been fixed. Everything's good to go again. He's got about another pass and a half before we'll have third period of hockey here again. The Ponies leading the White Bear Lake Bears. The White Bear Lake Bears by a score of 5-0. 3 first period goals, 2 second period goals, 2 from the senior Lauren Einen has paced the Stillwater attack so far in this one. Between these two teams in Section 4AA, likely to oppose each other again. The section seedings and the section alignments were changed a little bit, rearranged to this time now where Section 4AA consists of Hill Murray, White Bear Lake, Stillwater, Roseville, Woodbury, Moundsview, Irondale, St. Anthony, and Eastridge. So 8 teams in that section. When we get into section play, the quarterfinal round is all home sites for higher seeds before the semifinals and the finals are played at the historic Aldrich Arena, where the first girls state high school hockey tournament was played through. As again, you see there the 2018-19 bracket between Section 4AA, so North Tartan gone to and relegated to Class A. And again, you see there, Hill Murray looked like they were going to barrel through everybody before they ran into the thunderstorm that was Cala Frank in the final. Stillwater advantages over Woodbury before losing to White Bear Lake, and then White Bear Lake, again, shout-outs over North Tartan, Stillwater, and Hill Murray. Again, a lot of history in that Aldrich Arena building, too. Like I said, the home to the first girls state tournament. Again, they're Cala Frank at Minnesota State Mankato. 7 games started so far. 3.36 goals against average, a save percentage of .894, and a 3-3-1 record for the Mavericks, playing out of the WCHA, one of the more competitive conferences in collegiate girls hockey. And again, you see there her poster hanging here at the White Bear Sports Center as a Miss Goalie finalist. No, she was Miss Goalie. That's right. She was Miss Goalie for the entire state of Minnesota in 2019. And realistically, one of the best players to have come through this program in quite some time, and continued success for her as well. Hey, if you'd like to volunteer for us here at SCC, you can do so. We'd love to have you coming out to operate cameras or be a part of our broadcast crew. Feel free to call Arlen at 651-747-3821, or you can email Arlen if you'd like at arlen@scctv.org for more information. Again, we want to see you out here volunteering as best you can for all of our SCC TV shoots, as we need camera operators, board operators, and talented individuals such as ourselves. We won't offer anybody to be a Zamboni operator, as we don't have that capability. However, to conclude the conversation, Aldrich Arena, also where the Minnesota Wild team name and logo was announced back before the Wild took the ice in the year 2000. And now finally, the Zamboni has trailed its way off the ice, and we bring back into the conversation Miss Allison Vogt. And really, Allison, for the White Bear Lake Bears, not a whole lot going well for them in the first 2 periods. What do they need to do to make this game competitive the rest of the way?
Well, they need to simplify their play. They need to get open, move their feet, and they can't be afraid to be aggressive. They're down 5-0 right now. You have nothing to lose, so you might as well go all out and just be as aggressive as you can.
Meanwhile, on the side of the Stillwater Ponies, earlier this last weekend, you all saw a hockey team come back from a 5-0 deficit to come back and win that game by a final of 7-6 in overtime. What do the Ponies need to do to make sure that the impossible doesn't happen to them?
Well, they just got to stick to their game. They got to be smart with the puck, make those crisp passes that they've been making, and get out of the zone quickly as they have been.
Meanwhile, again, the fans have returned. The Zamboni has left the ice after a temporary delay. Again, we would like to shout out the cameraman on camera number 3, who is doing an excellent job at moving that camera back and forth as the Ponies await to retake the ice here at the White Bear Sports Center. The officials as well. 30-4 shots on goal favoring the Stillwater Ponies, as they have been stout defensively. Power plays 0 for 3 is White Bear Lake. 0 for 1 are the Stillwater Ponies. For a facility newly renovated, brand new LED lighting has been put in. A new refrigeration system. Zamboni apparently could use some work, as we found out tonight, but otherwise everything else has been new. And for those Bear fans who may remember when the Bears played here in their first stint at the White Bear Sports Center, it was a rink that was our home, but could have used a lot of work. And so as a result, they took the time and the money to renovate this place and make it a wonderful place for hockey to be played for all.
Yeah, maybe they need to invest in a little new Zamboni here, but otherwise the facility's looking really nice after these renovations.
Meanwhile, coming up on our SCC Sports calendar, the winter sports season will pick up as we add girls basketball, boys hockey, and boys basketball coming up in the days and weeks to come. On Friday, we'll have girls basketball. Elk River will be at White Bear Lake. Then we'll have next Tuesday. Girls basketball Eastridge at the Matamidi Zephyr. Boys hockey, it'll be Matamidi and Hill Murray at Aldrich. I'm hoping that a certain redhead will join me for that one if she is so inclined. Girls basketball, Matamidi hosts St. Croix Lutheran on the 10th. Girls hockey, Simley at North Tartan. And then the rivalry, White Bear Lake at home to Hill Murray at Aldrich Arena on the 17th. It looks like I'm getting a head shake.
Yeah, I can't join you on December 3rd. I have my own hockey game to play.
And of course, that last girls basketball matchup too on the 19th. Well, finally, after an extended delay, we're back for the third period of play. As Myron Schoberl this time will play up at center as the Bears will start to experiment a little bit with some players. And a chance here now as Schoberl takes a loose puck. Jillian Moore trying to get in through, and a loose puck saved that time by Grace Rusky. As she's able to push that one to the boards. It'll go the length of the ice. Icing will be waved off. And back to get it this time will be the White Bear Lake Bears as the two-team switch ends again. A turnover this time. Stillwater with a chance. Marston still in goal here for White Bear Lake. And as in goal, Grace Rosky so far with the 4-save shutout. Centering pass in front. Can be gotten to again here by the Ponies. They'll send it back further down in low. Lauren Einen will have a go further that time for Morgan Wohlers. Wohlers circling that time at the near circle. Shot on goal. Save that time by Marston. As again, Einen will hold his own for Stillwater. Centering pass. Got the goaltender Marston down, but she was able to get over it in time to make that save. Behind the goal line now. Avery Snyder tried to clear it back up out the board. Sydney Shield did a nice job of holding that zone that time for Stillwater. As Myron Schoberl able to gains the red line. She'll skate it in. She'll send a shot that time off the skate of Lexi Ligday before she's tied up into the corner. Can be gotten to that time by the Ponies as they'll try to break it back out. Held in that time. Marston sent it further back along with the goal line. 2 forecheckers in now for White Bear Lake. Riley Daw tied up. A nice job there to hold the play in. Zoe Timmons trying to stick lift. Dangerous, close to hooking that time.
And she stopped moving her feet on that one. I'm not exactly sure why, but she's lucky she didn't get called for anything there.
Well, and Allison, you and I have both watched a lot of hockey over the years, and it feels as though a lot of times penalties can be avoided by doing what you just said, moving your feet.
Yeah, simply by moving your feet. Even if you're, using your stick to stick check, sometimes that will be called as slashing if you're not moving your feet or if you get your stick up too high in their hands. But if you're moving their feet, the refs see that. They see that you're not desperate, because that's what those penalties tend to be, is that you're desperately trying to stop them.
Of a face-off coming here to the right of the goaltender, Grace Rosky. 15:06 remaining, 5-0. Stillwater leads 3 first-period goals, 2 second-period goals. For the Stillwater Ponies, by Marston has gone the distance so far for White Bear Lake, and it's been Grace Rosky. Not been tested much, but in that second period, late in it, she had to make some real quality saves. St. Martin for the Ponies. She's got 2 goals tonight. Send the puck further up along now through the boards for Sydney Johnson, trying to cut back in, but nice defensive play made that time by Snyder. As the puck will go all the way back out through center, back into the defensive zone for Stillwater, as Rosky will play it to the corner. Taken down to the boards, Myron Schoberl got away with a couple of those earlier. She won't get away with this one now, and she'll head to the box.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a dangerous play. I think even in boys hockey that would have been called as a penalty with how hard that their player went down, and she got her stick up, and it looked like it's going to be a cross-checking penalty, maybe even a check from behind.
Well, the officials, as you see, an excellent shot by our cameraman down there, as the conversation between the 3 officials for the time and duration of the penalty. So 14:40 remaining. Looks as though they will go to the box to try to communicate what is going on. We'll await the official announcement.
It was a little bit of dangerous of a play. I know that they're probably frustrated right now, but you can't do that. This is a game that, yes, you're down 5-0 and you can be aggressive, but you got to be careful. Looks like she's going to be kicked too.
Yeah, it looks as though Myron Schoberl is headed for the locker room, and her night will be done there. We'll get the official announcement as it comes over the speakers here at the White Bear Sports Center. One change that I would like to see made to the Vadnais Sports Center, home of the White Bear Lake boys, is the quality of the speakers, because the quality audio-wise here has been fairly excellent tonight. So you have been able to hear the announcements.
Doesn't look like the White Bear Lake coach is too happy about this call right now. She is letting the ref kind of have it.
Well, Elsa Shiori certainly losing one of her best defenders does not like that, as another player will go to the box to serve. I believe it'll be one of the minor penalties, but again, we'll wait the announcement as Lucy Kohler will go to the box for White Bear Lake. It'll be the second attempt on the power play now for Stillwater, as we'll have another penalty almost immediately after the puck's dropped. And this may, it looks as though it'll be a Stillwater penalty. This one will go against Sydney Johnson, and we'll be even up at 4-on-4 aside.
My guess is that the White Bear Lake penalty is going to be a 5-minute major.
Of course, again, as we've mentioned before, but the scoreboard that we are looking at does not have penalty or shots on goal to what would be, I believe, the east end of the White Bear Sports Center. You see there, as thanks to our producer David Schuyler, who's able to see the penalty clocks in the truck, it's a 5-minute major for White Bear Lake and a 2-minute minor, so it'll be 4-on-4 for about 2 minutes before it'll be a 3-minute power play, and we have another penalty against Stillwater.
This is just being undisciplined now. I'm not sure what Stillwater is doing exactly. They are up 5-0. There's no reason for them to be taking any of these penalties right now.
So it'll be Sophie Schuster heading to the box for Stillwater, so it'll be a 4-on-3 for a minute and 40 roughly before what'll be a 2.5-minute power play for Stillwater. So this will officially be the 4th power play of the night for White Bear Lake. It's a 4-on-3. Now in a situation like this with the 4-on-3, there's extra space. What should you try to do if you're White Bear Lake?
If you're White Bear Lake, you got to use that space. So you got to, you have the space to make some passes. What you want to do is you want to get control, first off, in your offensive zone, and then pass it around the perimeter and slowly collapse in on those 3 players.
Not an inauspicious start to this power play for White Bear Lake. Again, 7 power plays in each of their first 2 games. This is their 4th tonight. I guess what would officially count as their 5th. Because again, like you said, Allie, they need to get space and they just aren't getting it on that blue line.
No, and honestly, if I was one of their defensemen right now, I would just skate it all the way down. Right now, their passing has not been connecting, and a lot of times the UFC Stillwater taking away those passing lanes and forcing turnovers.
Snyder tried to carry it in. It's dumped back out that time by Lauren Einen. The puck will go down the length of the ice. Communication with the Stillwater bench to see whether the player should head to the bench or head out to the ice. We have the arm up. That'll be an offensive icing on the power play for White Bear Lake, and there'll be a face-off coming in the White Bear Lake defensive zone to the right of the goaltender, Miss Maya Marston, the freshman.
Stillwater is definitely sticking to their more aggressive penalty kill, which is once again working for them. They're collapsing on that blue line, and they're not allowing White Bear Lake to gain possession into the zone.
Perfect on the season entering play tonight. They are a perfect 0 for 4 thus far, as they should be getting the first player back anytime now, as Verkerke trying to gain neutral ice. Into the attacking zone now, Jillian Moore from a sharp angle. Moore tried to center in front. Puck goes off the skate. Can be cleared out this time by the Ponies off the stick of Eder Zedlick. A couple of assistants from Kylie Ligday and Grace Bancroft. Clears that puck down the length of the ice. 1 player is out for the Ponies. It's now 4-on-4, back even. As carrying into the zone, Zoe Timmons. Puck knocked off of her stick. Wolkerstorfer has it now for White Bear Lake. Just skating down low in the goal line, taken away that time by Stillwater. As Jacqueline Kolzer tried to carry that puck away, Wolkerstorfer tied up, and now the Ponies back at full strength, and a shot missed wide to the right there by Grace Roski. A centering pass in front, almost a shot on goal that time by Gabby Hofeld. And out of the penalty box on the power play now for the Ponies, trying to race in. A shot off the backhand that time of Meredith Perry is gotten to by Marston. She'll be able to make the save. Holding in the zone now again, Stillwater trying to go across ice. Wolkerstorfer off the half wall and down the length of the ice, and trying to kill the major penalty with 2 minutes remaining left on that major penalty. Into the defensive zone, back to it, White Bear Lake. Is Jungworth able to get to it? Puck goes off the glass down the length of the ice, and Roski will have to come out to play it. She is aggressive out of the goal crease. I've seen Stillwater play once already this year. This is the second time I have viewed them. And Roski does like to get out and play out of the net. And sometimes for an aggressive goalie, does that hurt a team or does that help a team?
I think it helps the team more often than not. I personally had loved it when we had an aggressive goalie that comes out and passes us the puck. It just makes breakouts that much easier. And then if any of you are Wild fans and watch Alex Stalock, he's entertaining goalie to watch. I think it is definitely nerve-wracking, definitely gives you some heart attacks, but I think the reward's definitely worth the risk.
Good defensive play that time by Riley Daw as the puck goes back out through to center, and the Ponies can regain possession. Long stretch pass as the Stillwater Ponies able to gain the attacking zone here. Haley Eder-Zedlik trying to center, unable to quite get there as they'll cut it back. Eder-Zedlik has it go off of her stick, and Jillian Moore grabs it, fires it down the length of the ice, across the goal line where it can be stopped there by Grace Roski. Back to get it now, Sophie Schuster. Pass further up ahead now, skating through center. Lauren Einen with 2 goals tonight. Trying to skate in, big shot, save that time by Marston. Goes all the way back to the blue line. Nice couple of stick handles that time. Wristed shot goes high and wide over the net by Kylie Ligday. As the puck held in here again by Stillwater. Down and low from a sharp angle. Another good save off the stick of Einen by Marston on that attempt. As the Ponies doing an excellent job continuing to hold the zone here on the power play. Looks as though the door about to be opened as the Bears have successfully killed the 5-minute major penalty as they tie up right in front of the goal crease. So a couple of extra bodies flying, and we'll have a face-off coming in the defensive zone. 9:35 remaining. Ponies lead 5-0.
It's definitely helpful for White Bear Lake to draw those 2 penalties during that major. Once again, I'm not exactly sure what Stillwater is doing when they're on the 5-minute power play and they're up 5-0, but Stillwater definitely giving White Bear Lake some help there with that penalty kill.
White Bear Lake's power play, her penalty kill, has been spectacular so far this year. Coming into the game, 87.5% through 2 games as far as a penalty kill team has been. Meanwhile, the Ponies will regain possession at neutral ice. They'll carry it back in. Here's Huber. Huber trying a nice little move there to get around the defense as the puck can be picked up this time by White Bear Lake. Goes back to the blue line though, intercepted by Kylie Ligday. Held back in. They'll go to Ligday at the blue line. Ligday faked the drive. She'll go to E that time, and a shot there off the stick of Sophie Schuster has gotten to by the goaltender Maya Marston. We'll get another face-off in the White Bear Lake defensive zone.
Stillwater's doing a great job of cycling that puck and using their D to get some shots off.
So the face-off coming to the left here with 8:58 remaining. Can be tied up again here by Stillwater. Centering pass in front, looking that time for Sydney Johnson. Unsuccessful as the puck goes back through to center. Schuster going back to play. They choose to force Stillwater to play off the boards. Icing waved off. Avery Snyder back to play defensively for White Bear Lake. Further up ahead for Folkerstorfer now. She'll try to carry it in, but nice job defensively that time by Huber. A little extra stick there for Kirky. Trying to work the puck back to the point, but getting to it that time, Josie St. Martin. There's a puck there, trying to be played further along by White Bear Lake and Natasha Larson, but the Ponies able to regain possession and carry it in. It's down and low. Chance this time for Sydney Schuster. Shot, Marston makes a save as a loose puck comes free back out through to center and into the defensive zone for Stillwater as both teams' lines will change. Carried in now to the attacking zone. Further now, Meredith Perry. Perry trying to cut back. 2-on-1, Bears have the advantage there. Can be gotten to again this time by White Bear Lake as Haley Daw trying to move the puck back up through center. Goes over the stick of a Stillwater Pony to the M boards where it's grabbed that time before leaking back out through the center where the Ponies can reset again. And again, Allie, we've talked about it so many times tonight as the Bears are offside in the zone. This Stillwater breakout has been so effective at entering the zone and keeping the puck on the White Bear Lake side of the ice.
Yeah, Stillwater, they are doing a phenomenal job of getting that puck, getting out of their zone quickly with nice, crisp, clean passes and bringing it right into the White Bear Lake zone.
Looked as though Haley Daw had made an attempt to keep that puck into the zone, but the Ponies will go back behind their goal line to reset. Hockey Day Minnesota this year in Minneapolis. Stillwater participated in that, I believe it would be 4 seasons ago, and a centering pass in front there. Loose puck before it's gotten to again. We have a whistle as the net became dislodged on the White Bear Lake side. We'll have another face-off coming. 7:14 remaining in this third period of play.
Stillwater just had another awesome breakout out of their zone right there. White Bear Lake, they just kind of seem to be standing around watching when they break out, almost like they're in awe of the way that they're able to break out. So White Bear Lake just needs to put more pressure on.
For an offensive team on the breakout, what's something that works well for those teams?
Just good, clean, crisp passes. If you've played a long time together, you know exactly where your teammates are going to be. And having just that set, I mean, I've seen so many times where Stillwater takes that puck, passes it, their defense passes it to the wing, who passes it right away to the center, and they're out of the zone like that.
Marston had to make the save again. Another defensive zone face-off for White Bear Lake. As they'll go back behind to get it. Snyder looking here for more on the near side. Can be picked up this time as they try to carry it out by Riley Daw. Unable to do so, but now Moore has it as they gain the attacking zone blue line. Jillian Moore with a pair of goals in the season. None tonight for the White Bear Lake Bears as they have been shut out so far by the goaltending of the Stillwater Ponies and Grace Roski. Puck tied up in the half wall right in front of the Stillwater bench. It goes into the Stillwater bench. Now we'll have another neutral zone face-off. 6:26 remaining. Again, the upcoming schedule for SCC Sports on Friday. We will have girls basketball as Elk River will travel to White Bear Lake to start the girls basketball season. And we will next take to the ice on the 3rd of December as Matamidi will travel to Hill Murray in Metro East play from Aldrich Arena. Chance now for Huber into the attacking zone for Stillwater. A shot, and then it goes high and wide. As it's held in this time by the Ponies over the head of St. Martin. Back to the blue line now, and a chance for Kylie Ligday. So try to clear it back through center. It's gotten further along as they'll try to move it there. Icing waved off. As it can be gotten to here again. Shots on goal, 36-7. Favoring the Stillwater Ponies. So that would be 4 in the third period for White Bear Lake and 7 for White Bear Lake. And another shot to score that time. As it looks as though Josie St. Martin will get on the scoreboard for her second of the game. And that'll be 6-0 Stillwater.
Yeah, for an 8th grader, she's definitely been impressive here this game. She's very confident. You can just tell in the way she plays, and she just took this puck all the way and just moved around the White Bear Lake defenseman like it was no problem and just sniped it past Martson.
So the 6th goal of the contest for Stillwater gives them the 6-0 advantage, and per Minnesota State High School League rules, that will result in a running clock as he shot that time from Verkerke. Whiffles on goal, and it's gotten to that time by the goaltender Grace Roski. Now the official goes over to have a conversation with the timekeeper to keep the clock running. We'll have a face-off coming here to the left of Grace Roski. It's one back to the point. Jungworth trying to go D-to-D for Snyder. Shot goes high over the net. Can be gotten to that time. Loose puck smothered here by the Ponies as they will start the breakout 3-on-3 through neutral ice. Going here on the near side, shot save that time by Marston. We have a little extracurriculars behind the play. And now with 5 minutes remaining and counting, we'll have another face-off in the White Bear Lake defensive zone.
Just another great breakout there by Stillwater. The center got it, but she was just able to skate straight up the ice without being really pressured at all by the White Bear Lake defenseman.
You'll have to excuse me, friends. I'm sorry I did cough. We're going to have another penalty here, and this will go against Stillwater. And it looks as though it will be Sydney Schuster heading to the box. I didn't quite see anything there, so I'm curious as far as what this penalty is about.
Yeah, just on the other side of the ice from us once again. So it's just there's a big scrum, mass of bodies that I couldn't really see either what happened, but looked like it might have been maybe tripping or hooking or something like that.
I believe that's Trudy Norgard operating the box, one of the retired teachers in the White Bear Lake District. Nice little high rising shot. Good save by Marston on that one. Oh,
Checking.
Yeah, you can see definitely a check there. So I'll give White Bear Lake their 6th crack at the power play here tonight. Averaging now what could be 7. Ooh, a nice rising block that time by Jacqueline Kolzer. Good job here for the Bears holding it in. Not enough on that shot attempted by Gabby Hofeld. The puck goes all the way here onto the near side. Jungworth will pinch down to try to play. Here's Riley Daw. Daw trying to look for assistance in front, can't quite find it. So go all the way back to the blue line. Snyder going D to D for Jungwirth. Jungwirth unable to get to it as the puck knocked off her stick. Hofeld tried to center in front, but the Ponies able to pick it back up, and they will try to send it the length of the ice as Snyder holds the puck in that time. It gets past Lexi Ligday. The Bears can hold it in. They'll try to go for Jungwirth again here on the far side. Excellent protection though by Volkersdorfer. As a centering pass in front, couple of sticks, whistle blows. And a good couple of chances that time for Riley Daw. And a very heavy red and black contingent here in the stands at the White Bear Sports Center, applauding the defensive effort for their Stillwater Ponies.
That was the most sustained effort we've seen all night from the White Bear power play. They were not panicking with the puck as much, and they were actually looking for some passes.
Face off to the left here again of Grace Rowski here, 2:44 and counting, remaining third period. 6-0, Stillwater leading. And now it looks like the Ponies may have a chance shorthanded. Morgan Wohlers tried to center it, that time for Sydney Johnson. Stillwater with a shorthanded goal already tonight. It's held in again here, this time by Ligday. She'll send it down in further, as Wohlers will have it behind the goal line. We'll try to clear it back out. Ligday sent further, that time for Wohlers before it can be picked up by Jungwirth. This top power play unit for White Bear Lake, again coming into play tonight. Shooting at 21.4%, which is an improvement over their 11.8% a season ago through 2 games. And we'll have a stoppage there as Marston had to face a shot. We'll get a face-off coming in the defensive zone with 2 minutes and counting remaining in this third period.
Yeah, there's nothing more frustrating than for a power play than when the penalty killer takes a puck and just eats it along the boards. I know that's one of my favorite things to do when I'm on the penalty kill, and it definitely frustrates power plays.
Face-off won by White Bear Lake, as it appears as though the Ponies are back to full strength. The puck held in this time by Stillwater. They'll send it in. Marston has to make another save. She's been tested a lot tonight and has done the best that she can, because the Ponies have been swarming in her end all night. As the puck tied up here along the end boards right behind the White Bear Lake net, can be gotten to this time by Stillwater as they took it away from Natasha Larson there. Loose puck there as a couple of skaters collide. Little pushing and shoving, although all is academic here. It's held in here. Haley Etter-Zedlick trying to center in front this time. Oh, and a good rising shot that time by Lauren Einen goes harmlessly to the glass before Riley Daw skates it back out, and the Bears are able to clear the zone. Sent down to the corner again. Shots on goal, 40-9, favoring the Stillwater Ponies.
Yeah, tonight's been all about Stillwater. They've been definitely swarming White Bear Lake and just have had some suffocating offensive play.
Bears will get 2 more cracks on the road before returning home, as they will go travel to East Ridge on Saturday, and then home at Mounds View at the National Sports Center up in Blaine on Tuesday, as a couple of Suburban East Conference opponents await them. The puck held in, perhaps one last rush here on a 3-on-2 for White Bear Lake. Sophie Verkerke trying to work her way in. Wristed shot on, saved that time by Roski, as we'll tie it behind the net. Trying to work their way around. Attempting to clear it out. Nice defensive check there made by Annika Norman, one of the freshmen for the White Bear Lake Bears. It's held in by Wolkersdorfer. 2 seconds, 1-0. And the final verdict, they gave up 6 goals to Park of Cottage Grove last Saturday and have yielded 6 again, as the Bears fall to the Stillwater Ponies by a final of 6-0.
Yeah, this White Bear Lake team didn't look the same team that we saw against Matamidi. Looked like they're a little bit more nervous with the puck, didn't know exactly quite like they were going to do with it. On the other side, I think Stillwater had amazing breakouts, had some good, crisp, clean passes, did a great job of cycling the puck in the offensive zone, and was able to put it in the net.
And so for the Stillwater Ponies, they improved to 2-1 on the season. They are 1-0 in Suburban East play. And for the White Bear Lake Bears, they fall to 1-2, 0-2 in Suburban East Conference play. And for White Bear Lake, really, after a strong, convincing win against Matamidi, 2 losses in conference, where do you go from here if you're the Bears?
You know, you just got to kind of look back on what happened during that Matamidi game. See what good things that you did during that game, and take the bad that with the last 2 games and try to correct those mistakes. Right now, White Bear Lake kind of looks like they need to work on their breakouts a little bit, need to work a little bit on that passing, making sure that you're getting tape-to-tape passes, and you know, you got to just shake this off and look forward to the next game. You can't hang on to something like this for too long, and then, yeah, you just got to keep moving forward.
The final score here from the White Bears Sports Center, White Bear Lake 0 and the Stillwater Ponies 6. For Allison Vokes and David Schuyler in the truck, I'm Alex Wested. This is your home for White Bear Lake girls hockey on SCC Sports.